Welcome, it's denome. In this video, we're going to talk about the Bitcoin and altcoin markets as they are right now. And specifically in this video, I want to talk about people who have left Bitcoin, because there are 300,000 Bitcoiners who have left Bitcoin on-chain. So I want to talk about that, as well as I want to talk about altcoins a little bit, because I saw something that makes me a little bit more skeptical towards altcoins. But overall, I just want to say that I'm quite bullish, because we do have the Bitcoin halving coming in just that about actually just 30 days from now, we will have the Bitcoin halving, which will cut in half the Bitcoin inflation rate. So this will eventually be a bullish event, but until then, it seems like some people are exiting the market while they can. So overall, I'm still quite bullish looking at this year, but currently in the short term, I do see some bearish things as well. So I just want to talk about it. It doesn't mean I'm bearish now. It doesn't mean anything like that. It just means that I'm not currently willing to put more money unless we get really, really good dips. I saw some good dips. I bought some of them, but for me to put more money in, I will need very much bigger dips than these, basically. So let's just first take a look at the price, and then we will talk about the Bitcoiners who have left the market. So right now, obviously, what we can see from the chart here is that we went to $73,000 here, and right now we're at about 13% pullback. And if we go to, let's say, 58K, that would be a 21% pullback. And that would be a pretty normal pullback for Bitcoin, because we have seen these 21% pullbacks 3 times here in the during this bull run already. So just to see another 21% pullback would make a lot of sense, and that would take Bitcoin to about $58,000. And for me, I have my lowest desperate buy orders ready at about $54,000, simply because it's above this previous high here, is above this support here as well. And I just want to snatch it a little bit lower, because I believe that this could have the potential of becoming the bull trap, basically, where the final bears are selling, and once we actually break through that minus 21% mark here, I think some people would be shaken out, and that would be basically my time to buy Bitcoin at a very, very, very cheap price. Obviously, I'm quite heavy in Bitcoin right now, quite heavy in altcoins as well. So for me, I don't see a lot of more downside, but I just want to talk about the market as it is, not as I hope it would be. So when we take a look at the on-chain metrics, let's talk about who has actually left the market. So first off, let's take a look at this metric here. And this shows the amount of Bitcoin holders over time. And as you can see right now, there are 52.5 million wallets that have some amount of Bitcoin inside them. So this means every wallet, if it has just a little bit dust, or it has a 1 million Bitcoin, this counts every wallet in the market. So right now we're looking at a number $52.5 million wallets, and in the previous bull market, let's say this peak here, there were 37.3 million wallets. So since the last all-time high here, we're currently at an increase about from maybe 25% increase. And if we contrast that to Ethereum holders, what is a much nicer chart is obviously that the number of Ethereum wallets that have some amount of Ethereum in them has actually doubled compared to only 25% increase for Bitcoin. So Ethereum looks very good in this sense. But for Ethereum, obviously, not every wallet means an individual user. And because with Ethereum, a lot of people do decentralized finance, they do yield farming, they do airdrop farming, they do all these different things. Many people have multiple Ethereum wallets, whereas for Bitcoin, let's say typically you can only do one thing, which is hold Bitcoin on the wallets. Obviously, this will change with the layer 2s and with the ordinals and so on and so forth. But like normally, Bitcoin doesn't have that much use cases as Ethereum, so people don't have as many Bitcoin wallets either. But overall, the interesting point to note here, in my opinion, is that from December of so at this peak here, the amount of holders has only gone sideways. If anything, it has gone actually down a little bit. So basically throughout 2024, there are no more new Bitcoiners on the market. And when we look at the Bitcoin supply distribution, which allows us to track all the different wallet sizes, how many wallets there are in different size categories. When we take a look at any significant amount of Bitcoin, which I think is 0.01 Bitcoin wallets to 1 million Bitcoin wallets, that number has actually gone down 300,000. So it was peaked here at 12.76 million wallets that had a significant amount of Bitcoin. But right now, it's only 12.44 million wallets. And this actually happened here as well. So when Bitcoin actually broke through the all-time high, that's when we saw wallets go down as well. And that's when Bitcoin price actually shot up afterwards as well. So we could see something similar here, but what we are seeing is that Bitcoiners have actually left their wallets, and they obviously have still some dust left over them, and that's why this number hasn't gone down as much. And when we take a look at any individual sizes, you can see basically selling overall. We can see selling in, let's actually hide that one for now, but if you take a look at wallets that have 10 to 100 Bitcoin, that has been going down significantly. 1 to 10 coins has gone down just recently this year. Basically 0.1 to 1 Bitcoin is going down, 0.01 to 0.1 has been going down, and this is actually sideways. This 100 to 1000 Bitcoin wallets, this has gone sideways. We have seen a little bit buying here or increase here just lately, which is obviously nice. And then for these whale size wallets, 1000 to 10,000 Bitcoin, this was going up, but even just lately after this new all-time high break, even they have been selling. So the only wallet that basically is growing are these major whale wallets, which is 10,000 Bitcoin to 100,000 Bitcoin. And even these we don't see a significant amount of changes. So basically what we are seeing is that Bitcoiners have been selling Bitcoin here, or gotten rid of their Bitcoin, and it has entered these big wallets and also the ETFs. So when we actually take a look at the ETFs and we take a look at the fund holdings on of Bitcoin, so these are all the private funds, and these are also the ETFs or ETPs or whatever, and this has obviously been going up after the ETFs were launched. So when we take a look at the last month, you can see this peaked at 1.12 million Bitcoin inside these fund holdings. And for the last 2 days, basically 17th and 18th of March, we saw a significant drop here, about 6% drop of these holdings. So the problem with ETFs that I have is that they are a little bit annoying, because I cannot see how many wallets or how many users they actually have in these ETFs, and we cannot see the user inflow into these ETFs. So it's not as easy to actually analyze the market as it is with these with on-chain metrics, because with on-chain metrics we can see the amounts of individual wallets of basically everybody who holds Bitcoin. But with ETFs, all the ETF funds are held by centralized wallets, and individuals can buy and sell their Bitcoin through the ETF system. So we don't know who is holding or who is selling. And if I was a whale, I could abuse this system. And the way I could abuse this system is that, let's say I have 10,000 Bitcoin, I take 5,000 Bitcoin that I keep on chain, and then I put 5,000 Bitcoin into the ETFs, because people are looking at the ETFs all the time, like, wow, so many inflows into ETFs. Wow, this is very bullish, this is very bullish. So I could manipulate the market by putting my Bitcoin onto the ETF balance and then selling the BTF with my left hand on chain. So it looks like it might be bullish, but it could also be used to manipulate the market. So this is the annoying thing that I don't like about the ETFs. Obviously, these have attracted new investors into the market, which is nice for us who have Bitcoin and who are trading this market. But the annoying thing is that it's much harder to actually analyze and see the trends, because this is the only trend that we can see is just basically the total amount. So the metrics are gonna get convoluted over time as the ETFs gain more market share. One good thing to contrast all of this is obviously when we take a look at the supply on exchanges, this had a significant drop on the start of March, basically, or at the end of February. So this was at 5% or 5.1% of all Bitcoin supply. So 5% from 20 million is 1 million Bitcoin has left exchanges just basically within the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And where has this money gone? I don't exactly know. Probably OTC desks and places like this where the money will eventually enter the ETF funds as well. So it's quite hard to say what is going on, because what we are seeing is still basically selling of Bitcoin on these different wallets. So I don't know where the money has been going from exchanges, but we can see is that it has shrank here. So normally this would be bullish, but when we take a look at how much Bitcoin has entered the ETFs, it's basically like this is not a reliable metric as much. Obviously, if this is going down at the same time as this is going up, that's obviously bullish. As long as they point to the same side, basically. So what I'm just getting at here is that even though this number is going down, it doesn't necessarily mean it's bearish, but it's not actually a great sign either that we are seeing people who have Bitcoin basically selling their on-chain holdings, and we are not seeing new adoption of Bitcoin, even though everything is supposed to be bullish. But it is similar what we saw here as well, so I'm not too worried about it, but it is just something that's at least interesting to note, that the on-chain Bitcoiners have been selling their Bitcoin here. So is this the top or not? Personally, I do believe that it is not the top yet, and we are just looking for maybe a small pullback, because currently what we saw on-chain metrics, everybody was selling, and even the ETFs we saw selling, but the selling has, at least from 2 days ago, there was a lot of selling, and now we saw a little bit less selling. So maybe that can give us some signal for the trend that maybe the selling is about to end and people are flipping back bullish. But again, it's hard to say from that. But for me, 58k, that would be a perfect buying opportunity, and my most desperate buys are at 54k, which is above basically this area here. So if I can snatch that, that will be amazing. Obviously, if I don't snatch that, then it is what it is. And next, what I want to talk about is also altcoins, because for altcoins, I want to just point out something that I noticed when I was looking for what could have a lot of potential, is when I look at the market caps of altcoins. And this is a little bit annoying for me as somebody who invests in altcoins, is I have to go all the way down here, and even on the first page, there are no projects that have less than $1 billion market cap. So I have to go to page 2 to find the first project that has less than $1 billion market cap. And I actually have to go to page 6 to find the first crypto that has less than $100 million market cap. So that means that a lot of the liquidity, a lot of money is dispersed throughout the altcoin ecosystem or altcoin market. And that means that finding a winner in the altcoin jungle is very, very difficult nowadays compared to before, because before you were only looking at adoption, but nowadays people just don't have the patience to find out what is Kutum or NOS or BAT or Zeta or SKL or ELF or KDA or Kuji. Most people have no idea what these are, and because everything is so difficult, they would rather just invest into something that they sort of understand, like Solana. Okay, it's a blockchain and meme coins run on it. Okay, I'll buy Solana. Or meme coin. Okay, I don't understand crypto much of crypto anyway, but because everybody's buying meme coins, let's buy some meme coin. So that is basically just complete degency of the market, which shows that the market isn't mature, and fundamentals are not as important as the let's say fundamentals. And it certainly has always been the case, but in my opinion, this gives me an opportunity, because if I find altcoins that have underlying value, like Unicrypt project that I've been talking about, like Matic network, or TRX, which just has more and more USDT adoption. They are going on Bitcoin layer 2s and so on and so forth. I see a lot of value maybe going there, and maybe people will be able to understand those as well. So that's why I'm still invested in those, even though I don't like how dispersed the value is in the altcoin ecosystem. So when we just take a look at the altcoin ecosystem, let's take a look at the total market cap of altcoins. So let's take a look at total 2, which shows the market cap of all crypto, excluding Bitcoin and stablecoins. Obviously, we had a pullback from this resistance line. So if we, the next pullback area, or let's say a bounce area, could be $870 billion. Here would be an excellent time to just buy some altcoins. But a lot of this market cap is now, or the increase in market cap is coming from the meme coins, what we saw at least during this bull run. So let's say we go to the all-time high here, $1.7 trillion market cap. From here, from this point that I'm looking at right now, the increase is only about 55%. And most altcoins will probably not have any gains. So if you find an altcoin that makes more than 55% gains during this time, then you basically have outperformed the market and you have found a unicorn. So it's very, very hard to find altcoins that will outperform the market. And in many cases, like with meme coins, we have seen already over 50% pullbacks, like with the meme coin on Solana, the WEN token, it had more than a 50% pullback already. So you can make a lot of money with meme coins, but because there's no underlying value under those, it's just hype only. They will have big pumps, obviously, but the downfalls are very significant as well. So I'm not too interested, even though I'm talking about Doge blockchain sometimes, or Doji, or some coins there. They are just like spices on top of my portfolio most of the time, except Doji. I had a lot of Doji before as well. But all in all, what I'm kind of getting at here is that altcoin market is much harder to navigate, and for Ethereum, for Bitcoin to capture the market share, it's much easier because they are very easy to understand, and they benefit from all of these meme coins that come to the market, and they benefit from this dispersion as well, because it makes investing more difficult for the average retail investor to find the best one out in this market from the top 500 coins. And even if these go up, it still benefits Ethereum and Bitcoin, because they are able to kind of gain value as well from these different altcoins, whereas the altcoins don't necessarily gain value as much from Bitcoin going up or for Ethereum going up. Obviously, they all benefit each other, but Bitcoin and Ethereum are just much easier to gain value and be correct about as well. In general, obviously, there are exceptions. Like I said, in my opinion, Matic and TRX are good examples. So just looking at Matic USD here, I was looking at this today. In my opinion, the chart just looks absolutely amazing, because we had this breakout from this bearish structure here, and we're currently basically revisiting the trend line. So a bounce here is, in my opinion, quite obvious, as well as if you take a look at the on-chain metrics of Polygon, you can see more users every day, you can see more activity every day. So that's why I'm very happy to still hold Matic, even though the total 2 might go down or Bitcoin might go still lower than this. I think this is undervalued, as well as TRX looks good in my opinion as well. The chart doesn't look as great because we're not at the bottom of this channel, but just because the fundamentals of TRX are so good, that's why I'm actually happy to hold it, because it gains value from the USDT, which is used to transact. And when things are bearish, more people transact with USDT, which requires people to have Tron token to actually transact the USDT, which gives value to TRX and so on and so forth. So that for these reasons, I believe TRX is gonna be pretty decent. But obviously, I could be wrong here, and like I said, it's harder to navigate the altcoin market here. So those are basically the only points I had for this video. I'm still bullish long term. We have the Bitcoin halving coming in 30 days, but I just wanted to show you basically what has been happening in the market and what the wallets have been doing here. So that's everything I had for this video. Hope you like this video, consider subscribing, and we'll see you on the next video. Cheers and bye bye.